Hello friends and welcome back to the channel for Season 47, War number 12. We have a matchup today against Next, who I think we faced for the first time last season. It is the final war of the season, the final war of this tactic, and I am frankly ready to put both of them to bed forever. It's been a miserable season for me. Onslaught coming to war for the first time today, very excited about that, alongside Chee'ilth and Hulk, who have been mainstays on the team for these past two seasons. Hopefully that continues in the future. Starting off today on Path 7, skipping over this Arcus and going right to IBOM on Node 16. This is a nothing fight, just a path split here. The nodes don't really do anything for IBOM at all, so we can just play this fight pretty much straight up with Chee'ilth. Since IBOM is tactic, of course, you want to make sure that you get the taunt up before you hit a bar of power for him, and that's going to enable you to fully block the special one. We can easily heavy counter the special one to keep our bleeds paused, and since IBOM is a gamma champ, we're getting increased bleed potency and also increased cleanse charges at the start of the fight there, which you saw has taken care of pretty much all the poisons that he has placed on us so far. So we're taking very little damage in this fight. Heavy counter that special one here, and I think that pretty much does it. And again, we have done more damage to him after he's dead. I think we did that last war too. That's pretty funny. Up in Section 2 on Path 9, we have a Spider Ham here on 27, going to use Chee'ilth. Now there is a bit of a risk in this fight that the Hazard Shift debuffs can outpace Chee'ilth's cleanses. I thought that the risk was worth it there. You saw me pop on a combat regen boost, just kind of anticipating that situation happening here. The real danger in this fight is power focus too, because you really want to be baiting Spider Ham's special ones. So that's what we're going to be trying to do here. If we get the taunt up, that's great. If not, I think it's much easier to dodge his special one with a smaller champ. I could have used Onslaught in this fight because he is fully resistant to shock and bleed. However, he's got that like big character model, and sometimes dodging special attacks with an XL character is a little bit more difficult. So we did take a little bit of damage there from a special one, mistimed it. But otherwise, Chee'ilth doing very, very well in this fight. Our cleanses held up, the combat regen held up, and we took barely any damage, so pretty happy with that one. Alright, next up on 36 we have a Magneto, going to go in here with Onslaught. So again, he is fully resistant to shock and bleed, and as we proc those debuffs on ourselves, we're going to be placing Neuroshocks on Magneto. Since with one eye open we can't parry him and hit into him, we have to rely quite a bit on intercepts in order to get our openings for this fight. And then I talked about this a couple wars ago, I think. His special one is much easier to punish when rooted. If I am feeling like it's worth doing, I can heavy counter his special one to pause the Neuroshocks, get that extended pause, rather. Right now, he's being extremely uncooperative, so didn't want to heavy pause there because there was like one Neuroshock only on him. So yeah, what really wasn't worth it, so I decided to full combo, kind of reset myself. There we go, we did heavy counter that special one, so we paused 9 neuros here. Now the objective here is kind of just to build ourselves up to the special 2 and convert enough of those neuroshocks into degen in order to end the fight. This ends up being a much longer fight than I thought it would be. Right there, I'm not really sure why I didn't go for the pause, but we have a ton of neuros here. They're doing quite a bit of damage, you can't really tell. And then heavy countering that special ones, we have 34 of them paused, and this is kind of exactly how I pictured the fight going. Just, you know, the hazard shift feeding those neuros, doing a lot of damage to him. Even though the numbers feel small, they are doing quite a bit of damage. Trying to bait out this special one. Again, he's being so uncooperative, just watching all those neuroshocks expire. We can heavy counter again to pause them, but now we're down from 32 or whatever it was down to 3, just from a few seconds of the AI just being uncooperative. So I feel like a lot of champs have this problem right now where their rotations are so rigid, it seems, that just, you know, a little bit of AI dancing around just completely ruins them. But alright, moving on, we have another hazard shift fight on 43. This is a Weapon X. Again, I'm going to go in here with Onslaught, and this fight goes pretty south pretty fast, as you're going to see. So my goal here was to build up some Daunted debuffs. That parry didn't work. I thought it was a parry. My fingers told me it was a parry. The game thought otherwise, so took a couple hits there. So we can successfully heavy counter his special 1 and his special 2. It's really not worth risking it on the heavy because of the unstoppable. Right there, I get caught by Dexterity, and since he's unblockable, it was a full combo. And then I tried to counter his heavy, but I was literally 1 frame too short, and he kills me in the corner there. So that sucks. I seem to be just unable to avoid like really dumb deaths this season. It's been extremely disappointing and an overall miserable season for me. So this is kind of the way that the fight should be going, or should have gone in the first place. So we nail an intercept. We just kind of want to keep cycling special attacks for him. Again, we can successfully heavy counter his special 1 in order to keep everything paused. Not really sure why I didn't do it there. I think I do it on this one. There we go. And then now I have to nail another intercept in order to build him up over bar of power. And then we're going to be able to out-damage his regen with the special 2 here. So we're heavy countering and then canceling into it. You can see the degen putting in quite a bit of work there. We've got all 20 degen passives paused. And from here, it's just kind of like a maintain. We can just go back to the special 1, heavy counter, cancel again into the special 1, and now we've got, the fight is pretty much over at this point. So that is really how it should have gone in the first place. Got caught by an input issue and Dexterity, which is unfortunate. So, alright, this is a pretty tough fight. We have a rank 3 Sasquatch on 47 with Feat of Vigilance, which is one of my least favorite nodes in the game. So the plan here, Sasquatch is Gamma, so we do have the increased debuff potency here. The plan here is to kind of play this fight like I would play a Joe Fixit, and that is I want to block bait and push him up to his special 2 because I cannot heavy counter his special 1. I can heavy counter the special 2, which is going to keep all of our debuffs paused on him and just inflict more damage over the course of the fight here. The other thing is that the Falter in this fight is a debuff, so if we would happen to get Falter, our cleanses will take care of that without concern. Now, I probably should have invulned in this fight because there is a very real possibility of you accidentally pushing Sasquatch to his special 3. Between the return policy node and the power efficiency that he gets during Wrath of Tanarak, you can see that his specials are requiring no power, so he can just spam them at will. So it's easy to get cornered in this fight. It's easy to accidentally trigger Mystic Dispersion and push him up to that 3rd bar, so you have to be super, super careful. Right here, I decide not to heavy counter because I knew that Mystic Dispersion would come into play. Heavy counter the 2nd special 2. Now I need to hit him into his block. We're just going to continue to heavy counter every special 2 that he has here, and you can see the bleeds are putting in some really good work here. We are spamming the special 1 so that we can safely counter him while he's unstoppable during Wrath of Tanarak, and one more heavy finishes the fight. Really, really happy with how that fight went for sure. Unfortunately, we did not go on to win this one, bringing our record down to 7-5. A pretty sorry end to this season for us. I think we lost 4 of our last 5 wars, so we had a great start to the season and just kind of just let it slip away from us. So we were sitting, I think, in 5th place overall coming into this war, but there are several alliances who can pass us, so there is a distinct possibility that we could fall out of the top 10 because of this loss. So we'll see what happens after that. 5 kills for me, 1 death, which has become an all too common occurrence for me this season. Just overall really disappointed with how the season went for me, but we'll cover that more in the season results video, which I will have out in the next few days. Folks, if you enjoyed this, please let me know by hitting that like button, and as always, thank you very much for watching. See you again next time.